TotalView is a multifaceted interface for dynamically tracking down problems in your C, C++, and Fortran code. It handles multi-process and multi-threaded programs of great complexity and will assist in analyzing and testing your program so that you can easily isolate and identify problems in your code. TotalView does this by providing an array of advanced debugging and analysis capabilities, all of which are very easy to use. Let's first start off by taking a walk through the TotalView interface where we'll highlight some of its features. Well, you start working with TotalView at a command line on a Linux system by typing TotalView. When you first start TotalView, you will see this window. It contains a large number of docked windows and a large central area which contains a start page. Now that start page is the place to start a new dynamic analysis session. Now before we go further, I wanted to introduce you to a couple of the choices you have with the user interface under Preferences, File, Preferences. I can choose to launch TotalView or work with TotalView in both a light and a dark mode. Selection requires restart. I can also choose to use TotalView in a new interface, which is what we'll be using today, or its classic presentation. And we've kept this for those customers that have used TotalView for over a number of years and are more comfortable with the classic interface. Now back at our start page, and surrounding our start page, we see a number of docked windows which provide us all of the views that TotalView affords us, all of our tool windows. Now, of course, each of these docked windows can be undocked so that you can place the windows where you're comfortable placing them, or working with them rather. And then once you're done, or once you want to redock, it's simply a matter of double clicking. It's also good that TotalView remembers your window locations so that when you restart the environment, you can expect to have all of your docked or undocked windows back in the places that you're accustomed to working. Let's begin our experience with TotalView this morning with opening a program to debug. And I'll begin simply by choosing an application. And from here, I can go ahead and load the session. Our application has loaded, and the first thing that we see is that TotalView has conveniently color-coded the various components or the various aspects of our code. We also have some docked windows that we want to take a look at. Within my application, I have one file, source code, but imagine this being a very large application. You might find it beneficial to be able to search for dive in. Now, once I've begun the typing, my lookup file or function parses my project and finds where the phrase dive in is appropriate and highlights those matching items for me to find. And other noteworthy panels within TotalView's user interface are action points, where I can interact with the various breakpoints, evaluation points, barrier points that I've set in my project. There's also a panel for command line, logger, and I have one for replay bookmarks as well as IO up. Rounding out this introduction of TotalView, I'm bringing your attention to the top left corner where we can identify and interact with both the processes and threads that comprise our application. As my application runs, I can set scope to a given level. Here is the process. Now, in case I'm not running it, let me go ahead and run this. Here we go. I have scope set to the process, which I only have one of in this case, and one main thread. In multi-threaded applications and multi-processed applications, you will see those all identified here. Double-clicking allows you to set scope to that thread in this example, and then from there, you can begin to change the way you control the application.